What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode we are diving into the one-shot manga, Mobile Suit Gundam, Silhouette Formula 91 and UC 123. In this manga, we will follow Anaheim Electronics as they test out their new Silhouette Gundam. The Silhouette formula has copied many of SNRI's designs as they fall behind in the mini Mobile Suit game, as Fastest Formula is the bridge to many of these late UC mangas. We are going to see some familiar faces in this. It's pretty obvious, but this does spoil where some characters are going in Fastest Formula. Let's not waste any time and let's get into this. UC 123. In the Zebra Zone near the moon. Zebra Zones and Shoal Zones are the same thing. An abundance of junk. Within the junk, a Hardy Gun and Silhouette Gundam are conducting training exercises. The RGM 111 Hardy Gun is Anaheim Electronics' competitor to SNRI's F-80. It was designed to copy the VSBR tech of F-91, but the engineers failed to get something up and running until UC-116. It was designed off the data from the Proto Hardy Gun and the G-Custom, which we saw in Fastest Formula. This is highly customizable and shares parts with the G-Cannon and Heavy Gun. Weapons include Vulcan guns, a Mega Machine Cannon in the chest, a triple grenade rack on the waist, a beam saber, a double beam gun on each forearm, a beam rifle, a beam launcher on the backpack, and a shield. The RXF-91 Silhouette Gundam is based off of stolen data from SNRI's Formula project. It resembles F-91 in many ways. However, the radiator heat fins were replaced with tubular heat fins. The face vents were removed as well. There is a failsafe that allows the pilot to fire a normal beam rifle within the VSBR in case it malfunctions. This unit is heavier, but has a higher output than F-91. Other weapons include Vulcan guns, a beam saber, a pair of Mega Machine Cannons in the chest, a heavy machine cannon, a heavy machine gun in the left forearm, and a beam spray gun in the right forearm. While training, they run into a mysterious mobile suit. We know that this is a Danan Zan, but it is painted red. On board the Anaheim Electronics ship, the Bladewood, Iris is talking to Carl Schwitz. The Bladewood is a remodeled Space Art-class ship owned by Anaheim Electronics, and is disguised to look like a Columbus-class ship. Although a civilian ship, it does indeed have 3 twin megaparticle cannons and are concealed. The two are talking about Kevin and Tokyo when they get a distress call from the Hardy Gun. The captain wants to retreat, but Carl thinks his team can handle them. The bridge tries to contact Kevin. They wonder what happened to Tokyo. They still have their hands full with the red mobile suit that they think is Zaku. That is when Carl appears in the G-Cannon Magna. The F-71B G-Cannon Magna is similar to the original G-Cannon. This unit, however, doesn't have the head Vulcans, and the quadruple machine cannons are now optional equipment. It has been replaced with 2 beam cannons, which are cheap versions of AE's VSBR tech. Other weapons include a double beam gun on the forearms, a beam saber, and a beam rifle. Once Carl appears, the enemies retreat. Tokyo and Kevin are instantly told to go to the briefing room once they land, while changing out of their normal suits. They wonder how Zaku could keep up with their state-of-the-art mobile suits. In the briefing room, they are looking at a photo of the Danan Zan captured by the Hardy Gun. They think it is a Desa type at first, but Buke Aerodynamics mobile suits doesn't have any weapons. Engineer Elsner thinks that they too were a training unit caught off guard during training. They also note that it used some type of lance weapon. Of course, we know this as the Shot Lancer. There was a second unit off in the distance, but they didn't get a good look at it. Carl wonders if it is a competitor. Regardless, they are worried that they got photos of their Silhouette Gundam. They have to leave the area. Ensign Morris O'Barry is getting chastised by Lieutenant Sheffield for almost getting the Danan Zan exposed. He tells him that he was careless and nearly exposed Crossbone Vanguard and his Dark Tiger Squad. February 18th, UC 123. On the Bladewood, they haven't noticed too much movement, but Minovsky particle density is thick. Carl thinks perhaps they should make the first move. The captain reminds them they are not soldiers, but it still might be the best move. Their mobile suits are almost repaired. Iris tells Tokyo that he should be resting. They don't have too many parts for their RXF-91, and some aren't mass-produced yet. Anaheim Electronics got into the tiny mobile suit game too late. Buke Aerodynamics has their own Desa type, and rumors that F-91 are almost ready as well. Because they have no intention of selling their tech to the military, there isn't a need for mass production. Tokyo asks of a mole leaking intel about SNRI. Meanwhile, the Dark Tiger Squad spots the Bladewood. The crew sends Tokyo out in the Gundam. O'Barry and his squad is trying to contact Sheffield. He is impatient and fires his signal flare. Tokyo already launched. Kevin and Carl are heading out next. They don't have enough people to take them on. Kevin says he is afraid and doesn't want to go out as he isn't a soldier. He tells him to pretend it is just practice. Besides, if you don't go out, we're all going to die anyways. That doesn't help. Iris has PTSD and remembers her father telling her he will be back and never returning. She tells Tokyo to turn off the control board on the Gundam. It will set him off balance for a moment, but it will give him full control of the Gundam. Although not mass-produced, it was built with the intention of being mass-produced. Because of this, there were limitations placed on the mobile suit to allow basic bitches to pilot it. But Tokyo just removed those limitations. Iris wants to see the full potential of the mobile suit. She knows he has the skills to control the unit. Tokyo is able to take out a Denon-Gay. Carl and Kevin come in to support. That is when Sheffield makes his appearance in a Burga Ballas. Not Dallas, Ballas. The XM-05B Burga Ballas was designed to be the final mobile suit of the Burga line. It is mainly used as a commander variant of the Burga Gyros. It has what is called the wide-wing type shelf nozzles on the backpack, making its mobility and output higher than the Burga Gyros. Weapons include a beam shield, a beam saber, and the shot lancer, which also has a heavy machine gun. Kevin goes after the Denon-Gay when both units go up in flames. But somehow Kevin makes it out alive. Flash grenades go off around them. Tokyo reunites with Kevin and Carl. UC-112, North America. Orlando is testing a J-gun known as Fireball. The RGM-89R J-gun Fireball is essentially an A-type J-gun with a few mods. It has an arm-mounted grenade launcher. It also has a new backpack and thrusters. It is known to be equipped with the MC system, but there's little known about it. Other weapons include a beam saber and a Vulcan pod system. This is Iris's father. While testing the unit, he suddenly explodes. Iris wakes up from her nightmare to an explosion herself. It went off next to the ship, but there are no mobile suits, and it doesn't seem to be a direct attack. She heads to the bridge. They still don't know what the attack was, but the damage seems to be worse than imagined. They need to get somewhere to fix the ship. There is an old colony back from the second or third wave of colonization during the advent of Universal Century. It was abandoned around UC-0092. It also happens to be where the Dark Tiger Squad is hiding out. One of the Crossbone Vanguard soldiers are concerned that a new war is brewing as he fought in the old war. Kevin and Tokyo are acting sketchy when Iris tells them they should be on standby. Crossbone Vanguard gets word that the enemy is heading to the colony. O'Berry wants to attack, but they are ordered not to, and to gather intel. He yells at O'Berry and tells him to go on standby. He tells him not to go against orders. Carl and Kevin head out to explore the colony. Iris wonders why Tokyo was acting suspicious earlier. While exploring the colony, a Gyaradoga hides in the shadows. Elsner is going to explore the colony, and Iris wants to go with her. He doesn't want to take her, but she is stubborn. Elsner says she is just like her father. She says thanks, but that was intended to be an insult. Kevin tells Iris to come to the observation deck in an hour, but she is busy. She says, "Be there, nerd," and takes off. She heads to the deck where everyone surprises her for her birthday. I assume this is why everyone was acting sketchy. What the hell is Tuxedo Mask doing here? Elsner tells Tokyo about Iris's dad. He is worried her birthday might trigger something as her dad died on her birthday. Tokyo meets up with the others after talking to Elsner. They said Iris told everyone to get back to work instead of partying. She did accept the gifts, however. The next day in the colony, Tokyo and Iris are in a jeep, with Kevin following behind in his mobile suit. Iris is wearing a watch from the gifts she received. She knows it was from Tokyo. It reminds her of her father. Also, it's a men's watch. Good job, buddy. Suddenly, a Gyaradoga comes out and shoots. Kevin moves in with his hardy gun and is easily able to take out the 30-year-old mobile suit despite its larger size. He tells the mobile suit pilot to get out of the cockpit. Out of the Gyaradoga comes a girl. February 21st, UC-123. Their new prisoner is named Layla Lagior. They aren't getting anything out of her. Iris brings her something to eat. She talks to her, girl to girl. Layla wants them to kill her like they did before. She mentions that they took her parents. There are still some remnants hiding out, but few remain. Carl once piloted a Gyaradoga back in his day. Someone picks up the Bladewood's distress signal and responds. Iris learns that Layla is a Neo-Zeon remnant. She said 6 years ago the Federation came to this colony and killed nearly everyone. Iris gives her a hug. They have a responsibility to help the survivors. Why? They should be given protection. Why? Kevin and Tokyo launch. Kevin has Layla with him. She says she started piloting mobile suits when she was 12. The next day, a Rock Island-class ship arrives called the Ajax. Sound familiar? A Lieutenant Dorfman comes in to help with repairs. They're on a secret mission similar to them. Dorfman asks Iris to come with them to the Ajax. They want her to bring their data regarding the Silhouette Gundam. She heads to the ship's hangar where they show her the new Gundam. With the Gundam is Baz Gellam's son. Iris is transferring data to their 2 units. Baz wants to test it out, but the data is still encrypted and hasn't been configured. Baz says he just finished syncing with the Gundam. She wonders when he even jumped into the cockpit. He is ready to go and launches the Neo Gundam. The RX-99 Neo Gundam is the culmination of the Formula project. The RX-99 designation was given by the Federation, but Anaheim designates it AFX 9000, short for Anaheim Formula Examination. It has a core block system and a new core fighter. Similar in design to the Core Fighter II, its main weapon is the Generative Beam Rifle Device, or GBRD. This technology evolved from the Burstliner and Mega Rider. It is a VSBR with illegally obtained data, but this VSBR has rocket thrusters allowing it to attach to the Core Fighter and add additional boosters. Other weapons include Vulcan guns, 2 beam sabers, and a beam shield. The Core Fighter is also equipped with a Neo Psychomu, which is the tech developed by Kuroto Rona, originally intended for the Reflesia. Meanwhile, O'Berry and Sheffield spot the Federation. The Danon-Zan almost fires, but Sheffield tells him to wait and get out of their mobile suits. Sheffield gives O'Berry a briefcase, but that is when Baz and Neo Gundam swiftly makes his appearance. O'Berry floats back to his mobile suit ASAP, but Baz vaporizes him. In the colony, it is raining. Layla is showing them where the remaining survivors are. He heads into a building. They think she ditches them, so they kick in the door and follow. Sheffield is able to use his shot lancer to destroy the GBRD. He uses this opportunity to flee. Turns out Layla is just the silent type. She is waiting for their community leader. They tell their team that they don't have to hide anymore, but they choose to live in hiding to avoid further conflict. Them coming here has already created many problems for them. Back on the Bladewood, they will try to pursue the remnants later. Nothing seems right about this. February 23rd, UC 123. When Baz comes back to the hangar, he tells the guards not to allow Iris near the mobile suits. They plan on taking out the Bladewood and the colony. Iris makes a break for it. While Iris sneaks around, she runs into Elizabeth, an AE co-worker. She wonders why she is here. While the two are talking, they run into Lieutenant Dorfman. The Bladewood repairs are finished and are prepping to leave the dock. Elsner is out of it. She is worried about Iris, as she hasn't contacted them since she went to the Ajax. Tokyo tells Kevin that they have to head back to the ship. Layla is coming with him. February 20th, 3 days before all of this, Anaheim Electronics is using Baz and the Ajax to handle their so-called cleanup mission. They think it is a shame that so many good people on the Bladewood have to die. They have to plan better next time. Their sacrifice won't be in vain. Back in the present, Tokyo and Kevin spot mobile suits. It is Federation Jagans, so they are probably there to help them. But something doesn't seem right. The Feddies order them to head back to their ship, the Ajax. They are here on their own mission, and they keep tight-lipped. Kevin heads back to the Bladewood while Tokyo heads to the Ajax. A soldier throws Iris into the airlock. They are going to throw her out into space. He heads to the Ajax knowing Baz isn't friendly. The community head shows Carl a ballroom that hasn't been used since the last war 24 years ago. He mentions that their Feddy mobile suits that came to help don't seem to be helping. The military have forced them out of the area swiftly. They too are informed of the mobile suits. The community leader lets him in on the fact that they have been in contact with Crossbone Vanguard. Tokyo boards the Ajax and meets with the commander. He notes he is now a captain. These two know each other from their past. He says perhaps he could still be a test pilot, as though weighing the options. He tells him to say goodbye to his ship. He shows him a video feed where the Bladewood is shot. He pulls out a gun and says that he plans on murdering again. These are orders. Dark, evil, and mysterious orders. Baz tests Tokyo to shoot him. Meanwhile, some soldier comes into Iris's airlock looking for a good time. Baz says that becoming a test pilot was a bad idea. The difference in personality between Kevin and Tokyo aren't without reason. Unlike Kevin, Tokyo has military experience, hence his knowledge of Baz and his past bloodshed. This was Baz's plan, to ensure that Tokyo has nowhere to go. Carl contacts the Bladewood. He tells them about their engine exploding. They believe it was a bomb. He is so nonchalant about it. "You almost died. Feel something." He tells Carl that the Ajax isn't here to help. Suddenly, another explosion goes off. It creates a hole in the colony. They have an hour before all the air will be sucked out. Elsner tells the captain that the other engine still works fine. Baz pushes a button on his panel. He says that he has to clean the trash from 30 years ago, and that cleansing the world is pretty tough. Baz believes that a peaceful world tends to lead to less improvement and makes people move backwards. He doesn't specify what he is referring to exactly, but I assume it's about the bureaucratic nonsense of politics holding things back. He also makes reference to Crossbone Vanguard. Tokyo realizes the rumors are true. Boz also pulls out a gun and the two fire. Tokyo misses, but Boz doesn't. Luckily, Tokyo is closer to the door and is able to escape the room. He tells his men to shoot and kill Ensign Tokyo Randall. The soldiers carrying Iris rubs his face, insinuating he tried something and Iris attacked him. She notices Tokyo and kicks the other soldier, causing a distraction. Tokyo sneaks behind the two and ties them up. He tells Iris about the Ajax. Tokyo's gunshot wound causes Iris to get queasy and pass out. She can't handle the blood. Captain Horst says to fire the megaparticle cannons. They wonder why civilians have weapons. The captain says the universe is a dangerous place. They're going back into the colony. Iris and Tokyo find Elizabeth and some other prisoners. They get out of there and head to the mobile suit deck. He gets everyone to escape in pods after arming up, but Tokyo is going to take their Gundam. Iris will join as she helped with the software. This is only her third time being in a mobile suit. That is when Kevin and Layla come in with their gun, very, very hardy. They came to help once they got word from the Bladewood. Boz is informed that the mobile suit was stolen along with Iris escaping. He doesn't want this in his report. Dorfman says that she contacted Sheffield, confirming they are working together. Boz will go out in the other Gundam. While Kevin and Tokyo were talking, Layla hopped out of the Hardy Gun and got into Tokyo's Silhouette Gundam. She hasn't piloted a modern-day mobile suit as the Geardoga is decades old. That is when she sees Boz. She says it is him and punches the command station. They try to stop her from going mad. Iris realizes that the person who massacred her people was Boz. As Carl is helping colonists get to safety, the Bladewood blasts another hole in the colony to enter. The community leader tells him that Sheffield and his men of Crossbone Vanguard were used to justify the Federation moving in on this colony. Boz launches in Neo Gundam Unit 2. Layla rushes in and fights aggressively. Tokyo realizes how great she is at piloting Silhouette for the first time. She's being reckless, however. That is when Sheffield comes in looking for Boz and his new Vigna Zira. The ZM-07G Vigna Zira is built off of the data from Anaheim Electronics' Formula project. This is also built off of the Dagi Iris. This unit was made at the same time as the Vignagina. The Vignagina focuses on thrusters and shelf nozzles, while this mobile suit has a pair of VSBRs similar to Silhouette Gundam. This also has additional sensors and thrusters on the VSBR. Other weapons include a beam saber and a beam shield. We see this unit equipped with a goggle eye sensor like the Vignagina, but it can equip a Gundam-like head as well. He heads towards the chaos, but is unable to keep up with the Neo Gundams. And that's the last we see of Sheffield. Does he die? Who knows? What we do know is that he didn't do shit. He was just a pawn the whole time. Tokyo tells Layla to retreat. They all have to retreat. The two Neo Gundams go head to head. Boz says it won't be the last time. Layla is crying over the colony destruction. Iris calms her down by ensuring the Bladewood crew is helping the people. The fight is taken into the colony. The Ajax preps to fire on the Bladewood from the outside, but Tokyo fires Neo Gundam's GBRD right through the colony and gets a direct hit on the Ajax. What a shot. Boz can't believe the ship was taken out. Tokyo meets up with Carl, who's in the G-Cannon Magna, but he is hit by the GBRD. It is Boz. He acts as judge, jury, and executioner for destroying his ship. They begin fighting. Iris says not to worry about her. Careful what you wish for. You are about to take a bunch of G's to the face. Quick, get the vomit bag. As they fight, Layla once again rushes in and gets reckless. Tokyo has to grab Boz to prevent being outmaneuvered. While grabbing Boz, Iris pushes some buttons, ejecting the core fighter while keeping the Gundam in a death grip. Layla comes in with the beam saber and slices through Neo Gundam. Tokyo delivers the final blow with the core fighter, killing Boz. The team was able to get home safely. The entire incident was labeled an accident. The Anaheim Electronics people working with Crossbone Vanguard washed their hands of the entire incident. Once they got back, the attack on Frontier 4 and the events of F-91 have begun. They did no intervening. After all was done, both Iris and Tokyo quit the mobile suit development team. Iris, Tokyo, Kevin, and Layla all join up as citizens. Iris tells the team that she just so happens to have held on to a data disk. And that will conclude Mobile Suit Gundam Silhouette Formula 91 and UC-123. If I had to take a crack at what is on that data disk, it is a potential future at what Anaheim Electronics could have been. After this, all we see from Anaheim Electronics is the Javelin and the Freedom from G-Savior. This disc represents where Anaheim Electronics could have gone if people like Iris were at the helm. Too bad she quit and became a civilian. We are filling out the mystery behind the Formula project. But one place we haven't touched yet is F90 Cluster. That is where we are going next as we learn more about Unit 2 of F90 and more about Mars Xeon. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, Butte Concern is the new Shar Aznable, just leaking data left and right. Peace.